Is the terrifying tale of Freddy Krueger just a work of fiction? Or is there a disturbing truth behind the razor-gloved killer who haunts your dreams? The story you think you know is far more chilling than you could ever imagine. Born from a reality that blurs the line between nightmares and the waking world. The core inspiration for A Nightmare on Elm Street came from a series of strange and tragic events that unfolded in the late 1970s and early 80s. A group of Hmong refugees who had fled the brutal regime in Cambodia began experiencing a horrifying phenomenon after resettling in the United States. Young men, seemingly healthy, were dying inexplicably in their sleep. They reported being plagued by terrifying nightmares, so visceral and real that they became afraid to ever close their eyes again. Many tried to stay awake for days on end, only to eventually succumb to exhaustion. Once they fell asleep, their families would hear horrific screams, followed by a sudden, deadly silence. This baffling medical mystery was dubbed Sudden Unexplained Nocturnal Death Syndrome, a real-life horror that planted a seed in the mind of a master of fear. Director Wes Craven stumbled upon these stories in a series of Los Angeles Times articles and was immediately captivated. He was struck by the idea of a youngster having a vision of a horror that everyone older was denying. This concept of a lethal nightmare, a terror that could reach out from the subconscious and kill you in your sleep, became the central pillar of his new story. Craven saw the dramatic potential in a force that preyed on the most vulnerable part of human existence, turning the sanctuary of sleep into a hunting ground. But the deadly nightmare was only half of the equation. To bring this horror to life, Craven needed a villain. He drew from a deeply unsettling memory from his own childhood. One day, as a young boy, he looked out his window and saw a creepy old man on the street below. The man stopped, turned, and stared directly at him with a frightening, malicious look before walking into the building. This haunting image of a menacing figure, combined with the name Fred Krueger, a bully from his school days, merged with the concept of the nightmare killer. The fedora, the dirty sweater, and the sinister presence were all born from that single, terrifying childhood encounter. And so, from the tragic mystery of a real-life deadly syndrome and a haunting personal memory, Wes Craven forged a new icon of horror. He combined these two disparate pieces of reality to craft A Nightmare on Elm Street, a film that preyed on universal fears and created a monster who would forever stalk our collective subconscious. The story of Freddy Krueger isn't just a movie. It's a terrifying reminder that sometimes the most horrifying stories are the ones that are true.